Honestly, at this point, I'm not even surprised. You shouldn't even be too remotely concerned when it comes to NFTs, honestly, unless you talk about like someone stealing art or something else that's really ridiculous that comes down to it. Then by all means, yeah, talk about that. But that shouldn't be the front and fore focus on what people should be focusing on. And it's really ridiculous that people are actually concerned when it comes to this, because real talk, it's not even a full-blown legal law yet what NFTs are. So I don't really think you should be too concerned with it. And not to mention, NFTs is a stupid ass concept anyway, because all it is just digital goods being sold. And it's like a picture or a freaking piece of music or whatever. And it doesn't really matter what an NFT is. All you can do is just click and save it. Just right click it and then save as, and then boom, it's yours. It's not really that hard to do, honestly. But that's not really what I want to come out here and talk about today. Mainly, I just want to talk about censorship and how no one is really going about it for real, honestly. When it comes to censorship, this has been a long ongoing battle for many years now. And when these NFTs started blowing up, I'm starting to now understand how the internet operates. When something big happens, you always usually get some type of person to come through and start making an uproar about it, which get other people to uproar stuff about it. And then whatever previous conversation people was talking about before, they immediately ignore it and go straight to the new thing, even though the new thing makes absolutely no sense. And while that new thing is happening, you end up getting stuff getting changed and stuff getting messed up when it comes to the old topic, just like it is with censorship. And it's really ridiculous. Honestly, the fight of censorship should be a lot more bigger than what people make it out to be perfectly honest. It should be a lot more of a talk than what it is right now, to be perfect. And to even, because what happened in Australia with them banning stuff and not having things to go well with when it comes to anime and Japanese stuff over there, obviously that was a huge countrywide warning shot to everywhere else in every other country, because it could happen in your country and you never know. Same thing when it comes to Sony censoring games and making sure that anime and the Japanese market don't be doing as well on Sony products and stuff. That was also a huge warning shot, meaning that you probably will see less anime stuff when it comes to Sony and different gaming platforms and different gaming like publisher places and stuff. Now, those places are not going to be doing anime stuff or any adult content either, and that really is super dumb. And then they'll just have whatever they want to have on the platforms, and then sell you to it, and then sell you it, even though it's literally the thing they just said they are against, but it's in a realistic sort of way or something like that, which makes it okay when it's really not. And so there's plenty of nonsense when it comes to censorship, and no one seems to be really giving too much of a damn about it, and it's so irritating because NFTs is a thing. No one cares about NFTs. NFTs is gonna fade away and exist out of existence because the concept of it is really freaking dumb. No matter how much money someone has made off of it, it doesn't really matter at all when it comes down to it. It's just a dumb concept, and you could be focusing a lot more on other stuff than you could be with NFTs. It's kind of like how people we've talking about, just everything. There's always something wrong with an anime character that's like a bit too young doing adult things, or there's like an anime character that's like a lolly and whatever, and that's an issue. But don't even think about for a second about helping out a real child. If you saw an anime lolly go out their way to get banged by a whole bunch of black people in a whole ass orgy session, an answer would think that's absolutely horrendous. That's absolutely something that should be banned and, be a big concern about. But then if that same thing actually happened to a person for real, then obviously they wouldn't care about that. And it's so backwards. It's so ass backwards to the point it's ridiculous. And then you have people like me coming through trying to say, hey, yo, let's actually do this instead of doing the other thing. But no one wants to listen because you're a small creator. And that is another BS thing about all of this, really. A lot of times when you get big issues to come through, small people or small creators got to come through and say something about it, when it'll be a lot easier and the motions of stuff will be moving a lot faster if people that is bigger than us could go out and attack it like they should. Because when it comes to And even when they do, sometimes they don't even finish the job, because like it's like basically like cancel culture, how they act. Sometimes they'll attack something, sometimes they'll say something and then they'll attack it, but they never finish the job. Like, freaking finish the job. Let it be known that you don't want this type of thing happening, if that is how strongly you feel about it. Because leaving it to live is not really helping anything, except making it possibly worse in the future. If you really wanted censorship gone, this could have easily been gone, but the fact is, no one wants to attack it and kill the problem. It's so backwards and weird to me. And then it's up to small creators to go out their way to try to bring up this issue or bring up certain issues, and it makes no sense because they're not going to get the voice that they want to. A lot of small creators either just straight up get ignored, or people just don't care enough about them to absolutely get them to go anywhere with that said topic. And it's not that hard to get a content creator or even a small person in a amount of followers and stuff to do something really cool or something really big. Like, let's take the Genshin Impact community for example. There is this one account that's like Project Lumine, who's basically trying to get like Lumine art into like official Genshin works and trailers and stuff, which I think that's a fine cause, because yes, I like Lumine too. I would like to see her in a lot of stuff too. And the thing is, even though Genshin Impact's community can be toxic and, bad, a lot of them can band together and do something like this and try to do, and try to get Lumine more back into like the merchandise and products. Even if it fails, and MiHoYo don't take it seriously, at least they tried, and at least they did band together to do something pretty dang cool. But when it comes to any small creator, it takes a million years before someone even brings this up. And then when something bad happens, and then people at the top will be like, oh, well, what happened? Why this is happening last second? We didn't know. Yes, you would have known if you paid attention to the people at the bottom for like 5 seconds. It's not that hard. That's why I'm so happy to look forward to any type of small creator going up and actually doing something really cool, like ES74, one of the artists I talked about before, or that one VTuber girl that I mentioned in that one video with Life is Like a Fighting Game, that video. And even as far as to find smaller cosplayers sometimes, all that stuff is really fun. It's nice to see smaller people do stuff, because smaller people have something that a lot of bigger popular influencers don't have, and it's so annoying when you don't see them be able to prosper. And it's just like, why are they not making it the way they should be making it? It's so weird. I don't understand it. And especially in this day and age where you still got this ongoing pandemic that's still going on, majority of people that is at the bottom do not want to work jobs at this point. They do not want to really work jobs and risk their life and possibly die, because their own boss that they're working for does not necessarily care for them, and now they gotta be scared to go out their way to possibly die for a job just to make ends meet. And it sucks, especially when you got a lot of good influencers at the bottom that is really damn good and probably could do some damn things. Because small creators could be thinking they really just effing things up in their own way and doing really good, but then all of a sudden they keep getting subs dropping, or no one really paying attention to them, or they don't care, and then it might even lead them to do things like leave the channel, or stop being a creator entirely, or end up doing something bad that causes to hurt themselves or hurt others. I don't know if anybody has heard of the incident with Randy Stair back in the old days of YouTube. Man didn't get any type. Now I'm not, of course this is a whole different situation and a whole messed up situation is right, but there's a key point into this. The fact is, he didn't really get any type of influence or any type of subs and stuff, and maybe that's just based on the content that he was making, I guess. But man's ended up eating a whole bunch of people in a supermarket, then eating himself, all because he didn't really get what he wanted and no one paid attention to him. And it's so messed up that that's the fact, and it's really messed up that people have to go to that extent to get some damn attention, because there could be some possibly good creators out there, really nice people, but then things don't really go their way, and then they don't get the attention that they deserve, and it sucks, because they're really good, and then they end up quitting or doing something to themselves because they don't think they're good enough, when people know they're good and they don't say anything or do anything for that. So you know, it's really ridiculous. Honestly, this video is kind of all over the place, but point is, NFTs are stupid. Don't worry about that unless it's about like an artist getting their artwork stolen or some nonsense when it comes to that. Obviously, focus on censorship and make that a big focal point and make people actually talk about this, because it's absolutely ridiculous that people are not talking about it, especially when you know things that you like is getting censored, yet everybody act blind to it like someone's getting, like it's a whole no snitching contest. It's not a snitching contest. Let's actually do something and band together with it. And then obviously small creators need to stand up and rise up and honestly get more support, to be perfectly honest. Even if it's not my ass, support somebody, damn it, because they're small. There's a bunch of small creators that's really good and they deserve everything in the world, yet you don't give them the time of freaking day. It's so annoying. Just help people, okay? So anyway, that's what I wanted to say for this one. I don't even know what I was rambling about in this video, honestly, but hopefully you get something out of this either way. And yeah, well, there probably will be another video after this, so look forward to that. Until then, this is boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.